What's going on, everyone? It's Dungeon here, and we are coming back with a choose your own adventure for the Dark Souls 3 walkthrough. And in this particular episode, we're going to go ahead and start using the second build. So I've got right here, I have my Battlemage build going on. He's got a staff, he's got a Farron dart, and he has an interest and intellect to use sorceries. So, just a little bit of a recap from last episode. Killed Vordt, killed the dancer early, and did a little bit in the Lothar Castle. Not much, just grabbed the a Titanite chunk and a flask. Okay, so that particular build, I did defeat the dancer, but in this one I didn't, so I figured I'd use this one because we're going to go through the Undead Settlement. Someone had made mention that they want to see me do fight the boss over there, so this will pretty much be the Undead Settlement. This episode will be the Undead Settlement. Something cool is that I did a little bit of farming, and I got... on this build, I almost wish it was the other build, but I have 13 Titanite shards. I haven't used any of them. I have one large Titanite shard. I'm going to show you how to get an extra one. So I once more, I will say that I did not beat the dancer yet on this particular one, but I am going to show you something that I found out about with regard to the dancer and mages. So if you're playing a battle mage, or really any kind of mage, or you have an intelligence that's, I think it's I have to take a look at what your intelligence has to be, but there's a strategy, so I can show you that later. But right now, we are gonna get ourselves to the Undead Settlement, and we are gonna go ahead and get started clearing that area out. Get a drink here, but yeah, we gotta clear that area out. Take care of the boss. On my other playthrough, I really want to talk to, I think her name is Arena of Karim. I think that's her name. She's the blind lady that sells you miracles and stuff like that. So I want to get her freed out. She's trapped. So this is the entrance to the settlement. All right, so the drawbridge, or the gate rather, gets opened, and we got to be careful because these dogs are serious. But I've got the flame. Uh-oh. Thought I had my shield equipped. Oh boy. A nice little kick. I did not want to kick. I did not want to kick the dog. Sometimes you just press forward on your stick, and then it'll just and R1, and it'll just do it. You know what I'm saying? So we can go there, and we are going to. But first, some of you may not have realized that there's stuff here. Someone very important. Most people know about this, but you know, if you don't, then you're gonna be like, dang, Daniel, I didn't know about this. Now, the first time I came here, my first playthrough, I was just kind of exploring, and I thought this was like a monster. I killed this dude. All right, I straight up murked him. All right, but nah, he's an NPC, and I need him, especially for this build, because he sells you early sorceries. So I'm gonna basically grab all the sorceries he's got. And yeah, so, and I actually built up some souls because you know, I could have gained some levels, but I know I want some of the spells he sells. And I don't know, I mean, I haven't used any of those Titanite shards. You know, this is a melee build, you know what I mean? A melee mage, a battle mage, an eldritch knight. All right, so I'm kind of thinking, I know there was someone in the comments that said, he said Great Sword of Judgment, and that's cool. I could totally use that. I could totally use the Great Sword of Judgment. Problem is, you don't get it till a lot later. So until that time, it's like, alright, well, what weapon? And the other thing, too, is that, like, the Great Sword of Judgment doesn't actually, you know what, let's go back real quick. I wanna buy some spells from that dude. I'll show you where he's at, too. But the Great Sword of Judgment, it's, like, pretty late. And, the thing about that is, you know, I gotta use something before that, you know. So, coming up with an idea, that's one thing. I might use a falchion. It's on the screen right now. I was kind of thinking about that. Falchion's a really fun weapon. It's got a really nice moveset. But I'd have to get one. You know what I mean? I'd have to get one. The other thing is that the Great Sword of Judgment doesn't particularly scale awesome with strength. It scales with strength, but it mostly scales with intelligence. You know what I mean? So there is that. So whether I'm gonna go with the Moonlight Great Sword and or the Great Sword of Judgment, you know, I kind of had to make that decision. So a couple different things here. Here are the spells. I think I can get this spell cheaper. I don't remember, and I don't need it right now anyways. I'm not gonna really be using it. If I buffed my weapon, it'd give me like not very much extra damage. I don't know, maybe I will buy it. I'll definitely buy this. This is definitely something I want. And because the one I've got, Farron Dart, it doesn't really do anything. And this weapon is, like, in general, not worth it, really. You know, it's slower. It does more damage, but it's slower. There's a better soul arrow that you can get later. It's a great heavy soul arrow. That one's pretty good, and I'll get that. And as far as the magic shield, I'll probably just not get it. I think I get something better than this for free later. I don't know. It's cool though, because it'll increase. I think it increases your stability. So I mean that is kind of cool. So right now I'm just, I don't know. I should probably use my souls on something, quite honestly. You know what I'll do? I know that I'll be using my staff, so I mean either way I'm going to use the staff, so I'll just use my souls to reinforce my staff. So let's see, what can I get out of it? I can get a plus 3. Alright, and I still got a whole bunch of souls left. And I guess I'll get a level. I think I can get 1 level. That dude in the background, and I have enough to gain a second attunement slot. Let's see, what do I want? I could go for more intelligence. I don't know if I really need more strength yet. I was kind of thinking a Stora Great Sword, or maybe a Dex weapon or something. But, I mean, I can always use more spells, so... Right? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna boost up my intelligence. I definitely always use that. So we'll do that, and I think at some point he gives us a heavy gem. Maybe not yet. And there's another dude here that I don't think I've talked to before. And there he is. He's like from Bloodborne, honestly. So he gives you these things. These are what you use to invade other people's worlds and stuff, you know what I mean? So, if you're into that, we're going to talk to this guy once we defeat this boss. Once we defeat this boss, that'd be super cool, because then we could trade stuff in. There's a hammer that I was kind of thinking about. What do you guys think? Should I use the Vordt hammer at all? I was kind of thinking maybe, yeah. What else do I want? You know what? I'll use the rest of what I have on some crossbow bolts, actually. 34. I don't think I need them, but let's see here. Yeah, I don't really think I need them. I'll switch these, and then I'm gonna show you something cool. So first thing I gotta do is actually realign my Estus flasks. I'll go with I'll go 4 and 2 now, and then I'll change it because I just want to make sure I can do this thing that I'm going to do. So I have a +3 staff. I have 1 large titanite, and I'm going to show you how to. You can actually do this before you beat any of the first bosses. Actually, I mean not like Gundyr. You have to beat Gundyr, but once you get to the high wall, you can get a +4 weapon before you even defeat anyone in the high wall, whether you want to defeat Vordt or the Dancer. You just have to get lucky, I guess. You'll get a few drops for Titanite, and then you'll have to farm to get the rest. There are, I don't know, 4 or 5 or something like that scattered around the high wall, and then you'll just pick up the rest. And I got lucky. I got lucky. I found some. Oh, you know what? I almost forgot. I definitely need this. Let's see. I'm gonna tune that spell. I might as well just keep that other one. I got 2 slots, The Farron Dart is quick, so if you just need to finish someone off, they got tiny little bit left. I don't know. I don't know if I really even think it's worth it, but whatever. And let's go over here. Okay, so the dragon that's up above me right here. All right. Oh, more of those. We're gonna take this guy out. Now, once you do, then you can't really use this area for a very good farming area anymore. But there's a better one actually in the settlement. So let's get him to spew some fire. Uh-oh. That's alright. Not a biggie. Alright. Might as well kill this guy right here. Might as well. And of course I can try to kick, but the problem is the kick is a lot of times inconsistent. Because you have to time it perfectly when you move forward and right attack. And if you you just don't time it right there, then you just do a regular attack. Alright, so now that we're here, it's pretty simple. I just want to make sure I gauge it right. He's gonna breathe fire. I just want to make sure I'm in the right spot. Alright, here we go. I'm in the right spot now. Okay, so he's gonna breathe fire, and I want to make sure I'm ready. Alright, I'm good. So, from here, this is probably the best spot. Uh-oh. Because you can consistently do damage, and because I've got a spell, it's not going to be costly. But if you... This guy's so loud. But if you don't have spells, you can just use arrows or bolts. Yeah, and he's gonna be loud, so it would be cool if you could actually kill him, but you can't. He moves after you get him down so certain number. And something else that I could do, actually, is I could buff my staff and it'll do more damage. Problem is that it uses FP to buff my staff. So, in this case, it's probably worth it. But in other cases, you know, it may not be. So, there it is, large shard. like I said, you could totally do that, and there he's gone. Now, the thing is, you ever come back, he will not come back. Alright, so that dragon is gone forever. Alright, and now I have my two large Titanite shards, and I can get this this thing up to +4, which I don't know, maybe I don't want to do that. I'll see if it's actually going to be like very beneficial. My guess is that it's not going to be, and then I'd rather just use it on a weapon. Oh, look at that, another Titanite shard. So I can get a weapon to +1, I think, actually, right now. But I don't really know. I'm not sure. I don't know how my heart just isn't quite set on a particular weapon just yet. I'm hoping that I might get some random drop in this playthrough. You know what I mean? And then that'd be cool. You know, I'd use something random that maybe looks cool or something like that. I have played with a whip before, but like I said, I'm not. I don't know. Not really feeling the whip right now. Sometimes it's frustrating. And anyhow. Okay, so let's allot these. Let's go 3 and 3. No, let's go 4 and 2. I'm a battle mage. I'm not like a full mage. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna use a lot more melee and supplement my melee with, you know, my soul arrow. You know what I'm saying? So, alright. And I will say that I have like 3. Here, I'll show you what I got. I think I picked up like 3 of the Lothric Knight Swords. I picked up a fire longsword, or longsword, and I imbued fire on it. Now, I know I was saying the broadsword's really good, but I didn't want to use a broadsword for both of these builds, and I happened to find a longsword before I got the broadsword, so I was like, alright, cool, let's use that. And it's got a nice thrust for R2, so that's kind of cool for the heavy attack. And you know, I could use a claymore, I suppose. I don't know. I'm not really. The problem with the claymore is that I'd have to put in a fair amount of points into my physical statistics early on, and yeah, I don't know about that. That's the thing that's kind of like not exactly what I want to do. Not exactly. But if you want to see me use a claymore or something like that, you know, I don't know, maybe I'll save those 2 large shards until like maybe after this episode. You guys can tell me, you know, because I just really don't know what to use. I want to kill this guy just because. You know, and I'm I hope I don't pick up one of these pitchforks. I'm not looking at using one of those. Something that people don't realize about these guys, number 1, they stagger really heavily from fire, and number 2, if you roll into them, if you just roll, they will stagger just from rolling, which is super cool. I will tell you this though, guys, if I happen to get a thrall axe, you better believe I'm using it. I'm just letting you know. If I get that, that's happening. Because look, a thrall axe is a super cool weapon, man. Like, it has a short reach and everything, but it's very lightweight. All right, so I just dropped a little body. That's actually Loretta. That's the dude that Greirat, or the chick that Greirat is looking for. So I gotta get that bone. I gotta get the Loretta's bone, so that you would think there'd be more than one inside, you know, but I don't know. I guess that's not how it works, you know. I guess in the land of Dark Soul, when you die, your body corrodes and the only thing that's left is a singular bone. Anyhow, if you ever have problems with those guys, shield turtle up, they will expose themselves. And if you've played Elden Ring, the imps are the same thing as those things, except for the imps have some pretty decent resistances. So I know I can cast spells now. All right, and but that's just way cooler, you know, for right now. Let's try again. Alright. And there you go. Okay, so there is a difficult enemy. It's that big lady right there. Alright. And she is crazy. Like, alright, she is just seriously crazy. She is like off her rocker. However, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, they're like, if you know her move, I'm not trying to do two enemies, not her and another enemy. That's usually a bad idea because she does oh goodness, she does bleed damage and she does a lot of damage. She's got a spiked mace, which, by the way, alright, when she does that, make sure that you can get a very clean backstab, but just make sure, oh boy, just make sure that, that's a lot of reach in that. Just make sure that you don't come in too quick. Wait for her to grab, because if you try to get a backstab while she's like in a process of grabbing, she'll grab you from the back. Like it's the strangest thing. You'll be ready to do a backstab on her, and then she'll like instantly whip around, and then she'll grab you. So be very careful of that. Just kind of be patient. However, she has a tendency to drop Titanite shards, and she has a tendency to drop pieces of her armor, which her hat in particular is actually pretty cool looking, if you ask me. I mean, maybe some people don't like her hat, but I think it's a cool looking hat, man. So yeah, get a jump on this dude. Now, if you are looking to get certain miracles in this game, there is a really good way to go about it, because the best miracles are like this sunlight spear and the great lightning spear, and oh, what's the other one? It's a buff. And anyhow, these spells, you only get them from the Covenant, the Sunlight Bro Covenant. So if you are trying to get those spells, then you have to rank up your Sunlight Bro Covenant, and you get the Covenant item from right here. So if you're like lower level, like if you're around 20 or so, then what you can do, or even lower actually, I mean, you could try it a little higher, but you might not be very successful trying to get co-ops. What you do is you come in here, you fight Vordt as quickly as you can without gaining really as many levels, and then you can grab the Covenant item. By the way, these guys they take a lot of damage from piercing and fire, I believe. So that's both what I got. Like I was saying, the Sunlight Bro Covenant. So you take that, you equip it on your thing here, and then you put your sign down right in front of the Vordt fog wall, and you just kind of sit there, you know, play a game on your phone or something like that, and if you're a low enough level, because the way that co-op works is they take your level And you can co-op with someone 10 levels different than your level plus 10% of your level. So like say for instance someone's level 10, they can co-op with someone up to level 21. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind. You don't want to be too high level because then you're not going to get a whole lot of people to co-op with you. And then you can get a lot of that stuff done like right away. Another good place that you will get a lot of people to co-op with you is even now, because like you might not, maybe you won't see a whole lot of people for the high wall to battle Vordt, but you could see a lot of people who want to battle the Abyss Watchers. So if you're like around level 30 or even lower, then you can be very successful even now. So, and then you can get pretty much, you know, I think you need a total of 30 Covenant items, and every single time you defeat a boss while you are co-oping with someone else, like in their world, then you'll get a Covenant item. You'll get one of those Metals of Sunlight or something like that, I think it's called. And all you need is like 30, and then you can once you have it, then by the time you get to Lothar Castle, which I have in my other playthrough, then you can get that spell, or both of those spells actually, which is pretty cool, man, because it's a shame that you have to do that to get those spells, but at the same time it kind of, you know, gives you something to do, you know what I mean? So, and it's kind of cool because then, you know, you co-op with other people or whatever, which is always fun. And it's like an easy way to get good at bosses. I mean, that's how I've gotten pretty good at the Abyss Watchers, you know. So, anyhow, enough of all that stuff. There is a dude in here. There's the whip. And look, there is only, I think, 2 or 3 guys in the whole game that has this hammer. And if you get that drop, oh goodness, man, killing me, bro. Okay, she's down here. So up here, there's 2 things. Number 1, I can get this, which is good. And number 2, I can destroy her from up here. She's maniacal laugh. So I'll buff it. And then this is how you kind of go through pretty easy mode with this game. Any enemy or boss that might give you a little bit of trouble, you can kind of use your environment to your advantage. I should have just took the ladder, whatever. And that's kind of one of the strategies I was going to say that I would employ for the dancer for this character right here. All right, now there is a go ahead and switch that out. There is a crystal lizard down there. Now, pretty much 2 ways to go about it. One, well, you don't do that, and he's gonna run. Oh goodness. Well, I got it. That's good. It's a sharp gem, and I don't know if you noticed, I got invaded, which is cool and, you know, not cool. I'm not gonna fight him right now. I'll fight him, just not just yet. And let me make this jump. And what that means, I'm pretty sure, I think I have to die, but if I die, I can get a seed, a giant seed. Because in Dark Souls 2, there were giants that turned into like trees and stuff or something. And you can get seeds from them. So I'm going to go back to Firelink. I think I have enough souls to do something. And yeah, so I think on the other playthrough I am probably going to, I don't know, do you want me to try to get my Covenant, my Sunbro Covenant up? If you do, let me know, and I'll make that happen. Not like on screen time, but I'll have to do it off screen time, because it would take hours to make that happen. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I have enough to gain a level. What am I gonna gain? Or I can get a spell. I don't think I want a spell though. Get my intelligence up again. You know, might as well. I know I'm gonna use it. Get smarter, you know. Alright, always trying to use your souls. That is the key. Always trying. I don't. Okay, good. Oh, I do have a shard. Use the shard. But yeah, always try to use your souls. You really don't want to be carrying those things around. If you end up dying, you have to go back to where you lost them, and that's just like a pain in the rear end. So, yeah, I'll do that. And yeah, okay. Now, let's go to the Undead Settlement bonfire, and from here, we are gonna go get the mound makers. Mound something another covenant. Too. I've got a list here of stuff that I wanted to do. Let's see. Alright, well there's a bunch of stuff that I wanted to do. I definitely don't have enough time to do all that stuff. So, maybe I just pick up the pace. I don't know. Go a little faster. Man, I really want that Thrall Axe, man. It doesn't have very good reach, but it's a really fun weapon, man. Nice moveset. Light, very lightweight. Does good, pretty darn good damage, actually. Especially for how lightweight it is. Oh, I was supposed to talk to Greirat. Oh, alright. This is very important. Alright, there's a trick with Greirat, actually. Oh, man. I'm supposed to try to be quick on this. But, okay, so the trick with Greirat is this. Once you get to the Undead Settlement, you grab Loretta's bone. Then you go talk to him. And then he finds out that she's dead. And then he's like, grieving, okay? But that grieving process doesn't actually start until you reload Firelink. Once you reload Firelink, then he'll grieve. And then you reload Firelink again, and then he'll be like, I want to go. Oh, so you give Loretta's bone.
Heavens, thank you. Oh, you can keep us.
And then he's like trying to keep his tears in and stuff, but he's like, he's like, wait, hold on a second. I'm supposed to listen to what he says when he says bye. Hold on a second. Because if you don't, yeah, you have to make sure you hear the entire thing. It's very important. You can skip through it, but you can't walk away through it. Because if you do, then it won't work. So, then you travel back to Firelink, and I think this is the only place that you could actually do this. You could actually like warp back to Firelink. So yeah. So once you go back, then he'll be grieving, and he'll give you the, I think it's the curl up emote or something like that. Yeah.
Heavens.
All right. So. And he won't sell anything, and then you do it again, and this time when you go back, this will be the last time. So like, if there's anything that you want to buy from him, then you need to buy it before you talk to him, because if you don't buy it, then you're gonna have to wait until you defeat a boss, because he's gonna ask you, hey man, can I go and steal some stuff in the settlement? Like, he wants to go and like pillage, because there's stuff in the Undead Settlement, and he wants to like go grab it and then sell it back to me.
You know I'm a petty thief. Well,
see?
Everyone's dead or hollowed away anywhere. I might as well fetch some wet. Well.
So we're like, yeah man, send him out. Because, he doesn't, he's not trying to be safe anymore. His chick is like deceased. So he's like, alright man, I'm gonna make some money. So then you talk to him.
Ran till I ended.
Alright, and anything you want to buy, make sure you buy. Like, you know, if I wanted to buy that. I already got it in my last playthrough. If I wanted to buy that, I could, but I don't need it. So, anyhow, leave.
Do stay safe.
Make sure you hear everything he's got to say before you leave. Like I said, you can press the button to go through it quicker, but don't walk away until you hear everything he's got to say. And then, if you travel back to Firelink again, he should, if everything worked out, he should be gone. Now, the reason why I want to double check is because if you don't, and you did something wrong, like you didn't listen to what he was saying, then he'll still be there, and he won't actually go on a pillage run. And you could potentially miss that whole opportunity. So, you definitely don't want that to happen. Because when he comes back, he's got something that we need. Somebody said that they wanted to see me in a Solaire playthrough. So, this character, not so much. But the other character, I am going to equip Solaire gear. Alright? So, now we go back to Undead Settlement. Because there's something that he sells that you can trade with Pickle Pea to get the helmet. And that helmet and maybe, yeah, the helmet. And then in the Undead Settlement, there is a person we could talk to that'll give us another item that we can trade to get the armor. Or one of the two. I know the helmet and the armor we can get in the Undead Settlement. We already have the bracers, which we're wearing right now. And so yeah. So we're very close to getting mostly everything. So this is going to be extremely cool, man. Sunbros. That would actually be even really cool, much cooler to actually not only like wear Solaire stuff, but to wear the Solaire stuff and then like co-op with people. Like that I should have named myself Solaire. I missed that opportunity because then people would see me as Solaire, which people would definitely summon me. I missed out. I should have thought of that. But anyways, I could still look like Solaire and people would be like, dude, is that Solaire? But yeah, anyhow. Looks like I'm not getting the Thrall Axe. Man, oh man. That'd be so super cool. Alright, well, I could kill, you know what? I so bad want to kill that lady again, because she has some cool drops. See, that reach, man. I got some pretty good reach with this thing, which is kind of nice. You know? And the way that they yell, dude. Honestly, though, the Bloodborne yells are way cooler. He, like, went straight through that NPC, man. Her spell. Like, it didn't even... You know, I don't know, man. Whatever. Let me target you. Alright, here we go. Alright. Oh, goodness gracious, man. Can't believe that missed. What's really funny is if you have a bow or a crossbow, if you get a headshot on her, it'll knock her out of her spellcasting. Which is, honestly, it's pretty fun. I don't want you to fall. Get over here. I'm hoping you're gonna drop something. Ooh, what's she gonna drop? Please drop something. Oh, whatever, man. She, you know what's weird? If she drops her armor and you wear it, it makes you look like you gained about 500 pounds. Which is unusual. It just looks odd. It's like, dude, why did you just gain all this weight? Man, that thrust is kind of fun, actually. I'm not gonna lie. This weapon does slightly less damage than the broadsword, but having that thrust is pretty cool, man, I will say. It kind of makes me want to use the Ultra Greatsword, the Astora Greatsword, because it also has a thrusting attack, and it's pretty quick. I know that in Elden Ring, the thrusting attacks are kind of, for Ultra Greatswords, are kind of broken-ish, you know, right now, but... Alright, I'm getting killed by these, like... Let me run away for a second here. That thrall should follow me. Yeah. Let's see. Alright, no, nothing yet. I guess I would kind of lament getting rid of the longsword. Kind of liking the reach, man. It's kind of nice reach. Also, something to keep in mind, if you're never really like played this too much, or you're not sure how to combat like a bunch of enemies at once, try to get some backstabs, because when you're in a backstab animation, other enemies can't actually attack you, so could be kind of beneficial. So I can't lock on to that dude yet. Kind of strange. And there it is. A fair amount of souls, and those things are kind of easy to take care of. Ooh, what's that? Nothing. It's a trap, is what it is. That's what gets people to get hit by that thrall that's hiding behind the rock. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Alright. Homeward Bone, which we're going to need, because we need one to get out of here once we talk to this dude. And I will say this, that if you come here too late, you will miss the opportunity to talk to this guy who's inside the cage. And then that enemy will actually attack you. So, a couple ways to go about getting this. This is the way I do it. Just kind of push this thing over a little bit, and if you do it right, it'll fall on there, and you won't fall off. Like I almost fall off. You can also use like daggers, because they don't make you move as much or whatever. And looks like I'm overweight now. It's a bummer. I kind of want to wear that bracer. It's cool, man. What else do I got? Could wear the worker robe. No. Alright, well, I guess I'm not going to wear the bracer then. I'm going to use the Master's gloves, which is way not as cool as Solaris bracers, but, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, so come back over here, talk to this dude, and he'll like put you in this cage thing, and look, I ain't even gonna, you could check it out, you do it, you can do your own thing, but me personally, I'm just gonna go through this, you know what I mean? And this is where the was it mound makers or something? Let's see. I'm pretty sure it's the mound maker. This guy gives it to us. This is the guy who tried to kill me a second ago, invaded. He is the grandfather of Ceres, mound makers, yeah, who is another NPC. And later in the game, we're gonna kill this dude. But right now, you know, we're just gonna talk to him. Alright, so we got what we need. Now, the only way to get out is actually with a homeward bone, because there's no way out. However, there will be as soon as I defeat the boss here. Alright? So, unfortunately, I don't think that there's very much time left in this episode for me to do anything else. So, I've given you guys a lot of questions, alright? Especially with the weapons, man. I have a number of Titanite shards. I'll be getting more soon. and I already have these 2 large Titanite shards. What's the plan? Alright, let me know. For this particular build, this is the Battlemage build. I know the person who was talking said strength. If you really, if that person makes a comment and says, hey, no, I really want to see the strength, get on there and make a comment. Otherwise, if someone else got an idea, I can go strength and dex, so I can use a variety of different weapons. Like, you know, I mean, whatever that is, you let me know, because you know, I have access to getting the falchion soon. I have access to get the halberd, the red-hilt halberd. Actually, in the next area, I can get the Hansel pick, which is a cool weapon that is, it's actually kind of like a strength intelligence weapon, but it's like a catalyst and a pick all in one, so you can cast spells out of it and stuff. It's pretty cool if you want to see me use that. I heard the candlestick is pretty good. I don't know if I've really ever used it, but people say that could be kind of fun. I could use this longsword. What else do I got? I've got the Lothric sword, the battle axe, a rapier. I can even use the crystal rapier. I'll be getting that soon. I was able to farm up a Lothric knight long spear. I'll be getting the partisan, which is another spear, soon. I've got the lucerne. I mean, you see what I got here. I've got a ton of different things here that I can use. I'll be getting other things if you're familiar with the area. I mean, look, I'll farm it. If you say, hey, you can potentially get such and such weapon, and I'd like to see you use it, I'll farm it, I'll get it, and I'll use it. So let me know. Alright, guys? And that's pretty much all I gotta say. So, as always, thanks, and by the way, thank you so much. I'm so glad that I remembered. Thank you so much. I would have never, if you guys hadn't asked me to beat the dancer early, I would have never done it. And I'm so glad that I did. I'm so glad. It was, that's the beauty of Dark Souls. It's hard and it's punishing, but when you actually attain that goal that you really are fighting for, then it's so much sweeter. So, that being said, an extra thank you to all of you who have been watching, and as always, bye everyone.